Hey all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah and I'm a Christian booktuber who loves all things bookish related, and I also include spice and language ratings in all of my reviews. Welcome to another TBR video, which I know I say this every time, but it really is crazy how fast this year has gone by. I can't believe we're already into the month of May, which means summer is coming up, which means summer reads, which I'm very excited for. During the month of April, I had 5 books on my TBR list, and I only managed to read 2 of them because life got a little crazy during the month of April. I had a lot going on. I actually gave up social media for Lent, and so I wasn't really posting that much, but we're back. I have so many ideas that I am so excited to film about, but for now we got to figure out what we're going to read in the month of May. Now, as far as books that I'm kind of in the mood for, I would honestly really like to continue some series that I'm in the middle of right now. There are some books that I do want to read, but I'm not necessarily like in the mood to start any new series right now. You know, I think it could also be fun maybe to get like a summary romance on there since we are headed into May, which is kind of towards the end of spring. So I feel like that's usually a good time to kind of start breaking out some of the summer reads, but we shall see. As always, we're going to be using our handy dandy TBR cards, which are always linked down below in case you want your own deck. And I did take a couple out that I've picked, I think, a couple times over the course of the last few videos. So hopefully that means we can maybe get some new prompts that we've never seen before. I say we, like, I mean, we are doing this together, but I'm the one who's drawing the cards. Anywho, so hopefully, yes, the idea is to get some new cards that maybe I haven't drawn yet, but we're gonna go ahead and pick card number 1 for our first read. Ooh, it says choose a thriller to read, which I think I got this last month. I'm pretty sure I did. Maybe it was a mystery? I don't know. I feel like I've drawn this one before, but that's okay. Which actually, ooh, this one actually kind of works out. Hold on. So I do have All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which happens to be the, what book is this? Third book. This is the third book in the Natural series, which I did say I wanted to continue some series, so that would definitely check that box. If you are unfamiliar with the Natural series, this is a YA mystery thriller where you're following a group of teenagers who each have a special ability, and then they use that special ability to help the FBI solve crimes for serial killers, which so far this series has been extremely fast-paced. I find myself sitting down and just binging these books, so I could honestly just go with this one. Or I do also have another YA mystery, and that is The Fall of Iris Henley, which this one you're following, obviously, Iris Henley, who through some social media posts ends up getting convicted of murdering her ex-best friend and her ex-boyfriend, which her ex-boyfriend cheated on her with her ex-best friend. So there's definitely like a lot of drama going on there. So that could also be an option. What else do I have? Okay, I don't really have too many others that I'm in the mood for. So I think we're gonna go ahead and pick between these two, which honestly, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pick All In because like I said, I want to continue some series that I'm in the middle of right now. And I've heard that this is everyone's favorite in the series, so I'm excited to read this one. All right, give him another little shuffle here, and we'll go right in the middle. Why not? Y'all, I'm not even kidding. It literally says, continue a series you've already started. That's crazy. All right, so we have a lot of options for this one here. Okay, so I did pull some in series that I'm actually in the mood to continue. So first off, we have Release Me by Tahereh Mafi. This is part of the Shatter Me spin-off series that takes place after the original Shatter Me series. I literally just said the same thing, but in 2 different formats. Anywho, you get the idea. And the first book in the spin-off series was okay. I remember enjoying myself, having fun reading it. You're following, oh my gosh, what's his name? James, who in the original Shatter Me series is actually around 10 years old, and then this book takes place 8 years later. So he is now an 18, 19-year-old, somewhere around there. And all of the books in this series are just super quick, fast-paced reads. They're always a good time. Kind of a no-brain type of series where you don't really have to follow like a lot of politics in a fantasy series. So I could pick this one. I did also just start Queen of Shadows, which is the, what is this? The 5th book? 4th or 5th book? I don't know. I kind of lost track. But anywho, it's part of the Throne of Glass series, and I did start this one. I'm only like not even 100 pages through it so far, but this would continue a series, and because I'm already starting it. I'm already in the mood to read it, so I don't know if that's considered cheating, but it does fit the prompt. And then one more series that I would like to continue is the Finlay Donovan series, which the new book just came out in March, I believe. And I do know that the audiobook just became available through my Libby app, so I could do that one as well, which actually the Finlay Donovan book is on my 26 books that I want to read in 2026, which I haven't been doing the greatest on. So I really probably should start cracking on that. So we got a lot of options for sure. You know what? This may be considered cheating, but my video, my rules. So I think I'm gonna pick Queen of Shadows just because I have already started it. Like I said, I want to read it. It will continue a series that I'm in the middle of, and it's a chunky book, okay? I think this book is over 600 pages. Yeah, it's like 640 pages or somewhere around there. So it is gonna take me a little bit to get through this one, but I'm excited to read it, and I know that this one tends to be everyone's favorite in the Throne of Glass series. So like I said, is it cheating? Maybe. Do I really care? Not really, because again, my video, my rules, I'm going with Queen of Shadows. But hopefully maybe we can get another prompt that would get either Release Me or the Finlay Donovan book also on my TBR, because I do also really want to read those as well. And here we go, book number 3. I'll go kind of more towards the bottom. How about that? Oh boy, okay. Just read the first book that is on your TBR list. So we could do this in one of two ways. We could say it's the first book on my TBR cart. It's the first book on this whole shelf, which is also my TBR, or I do also have 2 more shelves on my main bookshelf here that are also books that I need to read. Or we could also just go off of my list that I have in my reading journal, which has the 26 books that I want to read this year. So I wonder what would happen. Okay, so the first book on my big shelf here is a historical fiction, which I'm not really in the mood for right now. So you might say no to that. If you want to count the books that I have all the way on the top shelf here, the first one would technically be One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, but I feel like I should read this one during the fall because it's kind of like a gothic fantasy. We do have this one as an option. Or the first book, well, I don't know if you want to count Dance of Lies up here. This is one that was on my April TBR that I did not get to. I started it, but then didn't make it very far because I kind of got in a little bit of a reading slump. This one technically is the first one on the cart. Or let me just pull out my reading journal and see what the first one on my list is that I have in here. So this is the spread that has the 26 books that I want to read this year. And if we want to start kind of in the upper right hand corner, I have read My Husband's Wife, I have read Just Friends, which means the Finlay Donovan book would count as the first one on this list that I have not read yet. And I do really want to read that one. I mean, literally, I almost picked it for that last prompt. So you know what? We're gonna count this as my TBR list, which means Finlay Donovan Crosses the Line is gonna be the one that's going on my May TBR, which I am so excited for. I absolutely love this series. If you are not familiar with it, you are following Finlay Donovan, who is an author, and she kind of writes like romantic suspense, murder mystery type of books. And in the first book, she is recently divorced. She's a mom of 2, struggling author, and she's sitting in a Panera having a meeting with her agent, and somebody overhears them talking about the plot of her book, which again is a murder mystery book, and thinks that Finlay is an assassin for hire. So then Finlay, along with her nanny Vera, end up getting caught up with like the Russian mob, and it's kind of just a crazy, ridiculous type of storyline, but I honestly love them. I love the characters so much, which so far this is a closed door series where the most is a fade to black because there's just a tiny little bit of romance in it, but it's very much a subplot in the series. And language tends to be on the stronger side, but it's pretty infrequent. So the third book we're going to be adding to my May TBR is Finlay Donovan Crosses the Line. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, that took a while just to pick one book, but that's okay. All right, book number 4. I think I'm going to go more towards from the top here. And it says, choose a fantasy to read, which I could have used this for the Throne of Glass book, and then I could have gotten the Shatter Me book on my series 2, which I can't really pick Shatter Me because it's more dystopian than fantasy, I would say, which I'm kind of kicking myself for, but It's okay. We'll find something else. It's all good. What else do I want to read? What else? I did just get The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue from Book of the Month, but I feel like this is a very good, more fall fantasy read, so I'm not sure if I want to pick that one necessarily. Let's see, maybe I look on my TBR cart because I do have a lot of fantasy on this one. I could do Dance of Lies, which again was on my April TBR that I did not quite get into. That does start a new series, so I'm not sure if I want to go that route. Actually, most of these do start new series. Okay. I have heard really good things about The Prison Healer. I've also heard The Kiss of Deception is good too. I do have Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross, which this one would also continue and finish a series that I'm in the middle of, which is the Divine Rivals series. Technically, this one is a prequel that takes place in the same world, so you don't necessarily have to read Divine Rivals, but I've heard it's very much suggested, so that one is an option. I do have, this is an arc that I got, but the book is already out, and that is Break Wide the Sea by Sarah Holland. This one is kind of a pirate fantasy, which honestly I feel like could be really fun to read during the spring and summertime. This one says, a centuries-old curse forces one woman to choose between love and the legacy her parents left behind. The seafaring humans of Kirkrell are plagued by fin folk, bloodthirsty fae who haunt the seas, sinking ships and cursing bloodlines. Only by hunting magical whales can Kirkrell survive. 19-year-old Anna Fairfax is heir to the whaling empire, but her family's success came at a deadly cost. A curse that turns heartbreak into monstrous transformation. After the shipwreck that killed her parents, scales now spread up Annie's arms, claws sprout from her fingertips, and the curse is worsening. When she learns that her fiancé, August, is plotting to take over the company, Annie strikes a secret bargain with Silas Price, a disreputable young captain, half finfolk, half human. He agrees to help her seek the finfolk queen who can lift the curse if Annie agrees to end whaling forever. That one does sound interesting. And like, who doesn't love a good pirate fantasy, right? Especially when you're dealing with, I would say, like, fae mermaids? That does sound interesting. Or like I said, I've heard The Prison Healer is really good too. But the thing is like right now I'm kind of in a little bit of a reading slump, and I know that a lot of people say this one is slow in the beginning, but then the ending is just absolutely wild. Or I could finally read a Mary E. Pearson book and read The Kiss of Deception. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. I'm even trying to think if there's like any new releases coming out in May that I would want to read that are fantasy. I do also have An Ember in the Ashes, which I've also heard is a really good series. Gosh, okay. Okay, after going through all of that, I think I'm going to go with Break Wide the Sea. Very hard title to say. Just because I have not read a pirate fantasy in a really long time. I think the last one I read was Daughter of the Pirate King, and that was maybe back in like 2023, 2024, somewhere around there. So it's been a couple of years, and this one does sound really interesting. It is also like just barely over 300 pages, so I feel like I could read through this one pretty quickly. And also, it just kind of has a cool cover, you know? Plus, this is an arc that I received a while ago. This book actually went on sale in November of 2025, so it has already been out for a while. So I think we're gonna go with this one. A little bit unexpected, but I'm excited. All right, I think I'm having a little bit of, what is it called? Like decision paralysis, where like I'm trying to make a decision and then my brain just kind of goes blank. I don't know. Thankfully, this is the last card, okay? And hopefully, I would like to get Release Me on my TBR. If I could, that'd be really nice. Come on, TBR cards. Okay, it says read a book that inspired a movie, which does not include Release Me, but that's okay. I can't remember if I got this one back in April, but obviously The Nightingale, which again was on my April TBR, I did not get to it, is going to be a major motion picture, I think sometime in 2027, I want to say. So we do have this one. We do also have... Ooh, actually, I know which one I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go with Remarkably Bright Creatures, because this one is soon to be a Netflix film. which I watched the trailer and it honestly just looks like a very wholesome movie, and I've heard that this book is really good, and I'm very much the type of person that it's like I have to read the book before I watch the movie. Honestly, that was probably one of the quickest ones that I was able to pick, so we're gonna go with Remarkably Bright Creatures. And I think I'm going to stop there just because I haven't been exactly the greatest about sticking to my monthly TBR, so I don't think I should do any more than that. I am a little sad that we weren't able to get Release Me on there, but I probably will still end up reading this during the month of May because, like I said, it's a super fast-paced, easy read. But let's do a little recap, shall we? So we have All In, Queen of Shadows, and then since I'll be listening to the audiobook of this one, we have Finlay Donovan Crosses the Line. We have Break Wide the Sea, and Remarkably Bright Creatures. I'm honestly super happy with this TBR. I feel like it's very manageable. A lot of these books I'm in the mood for, at least at the time of picking this TBR, but probably still wish me luck. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as go check out my Instagram page for more bookish content, and comment down below either a new release or a book that you're reading right now that you're super excited, because I'd love to hear about it. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye!